Everybody loves ruining their appetite by starting a restaurant date night out with an appetizer bowl full of mussels and way too much crusty bread dipped into the delicious broth that they generate. But most people I know don't cook mussels at home, which is a real shame. They are dirt cheap, cook in literally 5 minutes, can be combined with a huge variety of flavors, and are so incredibly easy to make you'd have to try to screw them up. Yes, you can make mussels at home. After picking up a bag of preferably farmed Prince Edward Island mussels at your local grocery store, be sure to keep them on ice when you pop them in your fridge, and if packed in a plastic bag, cut it open so they can breathe. The mussels are alive after all, and maybe next time buy them from a different store. The reason I always buy farmed mussels is that they are very sustainable, high quality, and most importantly, much cleaner than their wild counterparts. All you have to do to clean them before cooking is give them a quick little rinse in your sink and pick out any of these little beards that may still be kicking around. Usually there's only a small handful, if any. For wild mussels, on the other hand, we would have to individually scrub each mussel and soak the entire bag in clean water for at least a half an hour to purge out any impurities held within the shells. No, thank you. If it's your first time cooking mussels and you're feeling a little intimidated, it doesn't get easier than making mussels marinara. All you need to do is heat a good quality jarred or homemade marinara sauce in a large pot, carefully dump your mussels in to avoid breaking any shells, slap a lid on the pot, and cook using medium heat for between 5 and 7 minutes, stirring after 2 or 3. You'll need about a half of a pound of mussels per person depending on what you're serving them with. The mussels are done when they're mostly all open and the meat is plump and juicy. If your meats have started to shrink and pull away from the shell and turned darker in color, you've overcooked them a little bit, but hey, now you'll know better for next time. When they're done cooking, pull one out and taste it coated in the sauce to see if you need any more salt. Remember, these are from the ocean, so I find they're usually pretty well seasoned already. Stir in some optional chopped fresh basil and a little glug of olive oil. Transfer them into a bowl, being sure that they are all coated in that tasty sauce, and that's it. Dig in, discarding any mussels that are still closed along your tasty way. Hands down, my favorite and the most versatile way to make mussels, however, is steamed up with a ton of aromatics, yielding that addictive Ambrosian mussel broth that's probably one of my favorite foods of all time. The most traditional version of this brothy style is going to consist of a few tablespoons of butter, tons and tons of minced garlic because, hey, that's the best part, some sliced shallot, a large handful of parsley, some black pepper, lemon juice, and most importantly, a dry white wine. Using medium heat, melt some butter in a large pot and then toss in your shallots and garlic. Sweat these just enough to take the raw edge off, about 60 seconds, then pour in your white wine. Add a few cranks of black pepper, stir everything together, then in go your mussels, and throw a lid on your pot to allow them to steam up and cook through. Just like with the mussels marinara, give the pot a good stir at about the 3-minute mark, and then continue cooking until done. Again, this should take about 5 to 7 minutes in total. Before serving, stir in a little lemon juice and chopped parsley, give one a taste and season as needed before transferring them into a bowl and absolutely inhaling them. After learning this technique, you can tweak it super easily to change up the flavors by making small adjustments to the recipe that I laid out earlier. You could try swapping out the butter for a different fat like olive oil, use a dry cider or beer in place of the wine, change up your herb choice, toss in a diced chili pepper, you get the picture. You can even go completely buck wild and make something like a divine Thai-inspired dish using ginger, cilantro, lime leaves, lemongrass, coconut milk, curry paste, and fish sauce. I'll leave recipes for this and a few of my favorite variants in the description below, but I just wanted to show you that the world is pretty much your oyster, or maybe mussel. Hopefully you've seen that mussels are actually super easy to make, and I've inspired you to whip some up to woo your boo on your next date night. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, or if my mussels marinara recipe gets you laid this weekend, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. It really helps out small YouTubers like me, and I would really appreciate it. Until next time, later nerds.